Hi, welcome back to Real Housewives Recaps. This is Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Season 10, Episode 3, First Impressions and True Confessions. So we start out the episode showing the ladies' houses. Of course, we have PK in the very first shot. Yikes. Then we go over to Kyle's house where they're welcoming her home from North Carolina from filming the Halloween movie. She says being away from home gave her an appreciation for her home. She's inviting 16 people to her house tomorrow to celebrate returning home. Then we have Erika. Erika's over at her vocal coach's house. She explains that Broadway takes a lot of rehearsal to make things look easy. Then we kind of learn a little bit more about Erika. They flash back to 6th grade. She heard her mother laughing at her while she was singing. She hears her mother's critical voice in her head. So again, I love that Erika has taken everybody's feedback and is kind of letting people in this season. Then we have Teddi and Lisa Rinna at lunch. Teddi is a monster and she orders unsweetened iced tea. I'm from the South. That's a really big deal. Ugh. So Teddi and Lisa Rinna are meeting for lunch, which of course Sutton is joining them later. Teddi is still being super weird. Again, still. She wouldn't even answer questions about what time to attend. She's just giving off this really weird vibe I don't understand. Sutton, it's revealed that Sutton gave out those gift bags and the purses were worth about $1,800. They were purses from Paris. So then everybody's getting ready for Kyle's weird party. We have a very unnecessary shot of Mauricio standing in the kitchen in a towel. It's a first for him, and it feels very thirsty. It makes no sense. Why, when there are cameras in your house, are you just standing there in a towel talking? It's very strange. I mean, he's good looking, don't get me wrong, but that's just strange. That's a weird ego thing, I suppose. So everyone starts to arrive for the party. And did you notice that there was almost a weird ad for Rachel Zoe right in the middle? It was Rinna wearing this god-awful suit. It's like zebra print suit. And they put a chyron at the bottom showing that it was a Rachel Zoe suit. Obviously, Rachel Zoe used to have a show on Bravo, but I didn't really understand why that was necessary. Of course, Sutton has to show up wearing a very strange dress. We see Faye Resnick, no thank you. Sutton talks about off-the-rack versus couture, which I love when she does because Erika Jayne's face is hilarious. Garcelle is wearing a beautiful outfit. It was kind of crazy, poofy, but I loved it. She's flawless. She's just so beautiful. So then there's talk of place cards. And there's drama because Sutton is whining that there's no place cards for everybody at the dinner table. So everybody just sits, but of course Sutton says she feels uncomfortable, makes a huge deal out of it. It was just strange. It was just a weird attention thing. Just take a seat. So after that, Dorit welcomes Kyle home, and then Kyle welcomes herself home. Someone asks Kyle if Mauricio will be getting some tonight since he took care of the house while she was gone. And Kyle jokes about it and basically says it's always an option. You know, everybody laughs. It's so not a big deal. Sutton says, that's not dinner conversation. Oh my God, who cares? Do you know what show you're on? They talk about everything. That was just so mild and I don't know. I just don't know why she got all weird about it. So then Rinna has the idea, hey, let's play a game. She and Garcelle kind of pitched this idea. You should give first impression of somebody and then now what you think. So the girls go around the table. Kyle says about Garcelle, didn't know how fabulous you were. You're way more fabulous than I realized. Garcelle says about Rinna, who the hell is that bitch? Then you walked in and own who you are. And then they cut to Rinna, who says, this is the perfect Beverly Hills game. We all say nice things about each other, and we do it with a nice big smile. Perfect. So Rinna says about Erika, oh my God, I'm scared of this woman because she's fabulous. Erika says about Dorit, When I first met you, I couldn't understand anything that you said. The editors, I love them. They flash back to Erika calling Dorit out for being from Connecticut, even though she speaks with her very strange accent. And then she continues, I've come to know you as one of the sweetest, kindest people, and I didn't realize how much effing fun you were. And then Dorit to Denise, you're the easiest person I've connected with. You're kind, genuine, and down to earth. And then Mauricio comments, which he seems pretty wasted down at his end of the table. He comments and says, oh, how nice everyone's being. And then it kind of flashbacks to previous fights, which was pretty good. Again, love the editors. So then we have Denise saying to Sutton, I was very intimidated by you because you're so into fashion. My first thought was, okay, she's definitely not going to like me with my jeans and tank tops, but you're so down to earth, and it's nice to get to know you. I thought that was a really nice thing that Denise says. I absolutely would not call Sutton down to earth, but I thought that was a nice compliment that she paid. Well, then it's Sutton's turn, and you can tell by the lead up and by the previews, it's not going to be good. So Sutton, talking about Teddi, says, I'm not nice, just going to be honest. And she says, I thought, Teddi, well, maybe you were going to be a little boring. I'm sorry, are we supposed to be honest or not? And then she says about Teddi, and then pregnant, God help us. But you're way more interesting than I thought. I didn't know the depth of who you were. Teddi says, I'm confused. Am I offending you because you came at me? Teddi cries about it, and people are all trying to console her. It really was not that big a deal. She is boring. I actually agree with Sutton for one. Teddi says, let me have a break, guys. Everyone says I'm uptight and I'm trying to chill. Then Teddi gets weird with Sutton and says this is multiple nights in a row, so you can just tell that there's obviously some tension there. I'm going to go ahead and say that later in the episode, Dorit has one of my favorite lines talking about this moment where Sutton called Teddi boring and said, so she said you were boring. Is that really the first time you've heard that? That is so exactly how I feel. She has to have heard this before. She is boring. So next they decide they want to hear from the husband. They ask more about what Aaron does. Oh boy. Then the crazy starts piling on. He says everything you've been taught about about how disease processes work is not true. And then he talks about having to be careful. He tells everybody that he ruptured his Achilles tendon and regrew it in 2 months with no surgery. This guy right here is my hero. His facial expressions throughout this whole insane rambling from Aaron was hilarious. He is me, trying to pretend like what I'm hearing is not completely insane. Then we get a talking head from Garcelle who says, this party started awkward, then it got bizarre, then it got more bizarre. Cuckoo. Aaron then says that he has people following him and Denise all the time. Denise says Aaron has a job where he gets tremendous results all the time and people don't like to see those results. And then they flash back to a few days ago where they were supposedly being followed. Then, to add to the crazy, Aaron says cancer comes to protect you from an infection that would have killed you in 12 hours. It's your best friend. Wow. I would love to know his thoughts on this whole coronavirus thing. Oof, maybe not. Then you have Erika saying my other favorite line of the night, which is, that's fascinating, Dr. Aaron. Oh, wait, you're not a doctor? You don't even play one on TV? Denise says, for our safety, stop talking about this, Aaron. And Aaron says, you're protected completely. So everything gets so weird, and they change the subject to try to guess if it's a boy or girl that Teddi's having, and she reveals that it's a girl. I just don't care. Denise is in pain, so they go to leave. Kyle's crawling around under Garcelle's dress, which was pretty funny, and they're doing fireball shots. So then we flash to the next day. Sutton has Kyle over to her house. They talk about Teddy and they kind of talk about that. They also flash back to Kyle doing the splits the night before. Man, she loves to do that. Same time, they're showing Teddy and Erika having lunch. They're saying they are bummed that it turned out the way it did. Teddy was upset, saying when Sutton said the pregnancy thing, like it's a negative, it struck a chord with her. And then Teddi admits she doesn't want Sutton at the retreat. Oh my God, I just don't care. I don't care about this retreat. I don't understand why they're making this a whole thing with Teddi. It was a good episode. I just can't with Teddi and building 3 episodes around this stupid retreat. And, it just makes no sense. So then we have next time. It looks like they're going to show the All In by Teddi. Even the font for that thing is boring. They show a workout. They show Garcelle with her kids and Lisa Rinna with hers. It looks like Dorit and Kyle are headed for a fight. And Rinna kind of gets in a fight with Kyle about Kim. So that should be interesting because that's been pretty explosive topic in the past. Thanks so much for watching my Real Housewives of Beverly Hills recap. I am recapping Beverly Hills and New York. I'm also doing Below Deck Sailing. So I really appreciate you watching this and just let me know your thoughts. Have a good night. Bye-bye.